Good afternoon, YouTubers. I hope you're coming through loud and clear. This is my new friend, King Lee, and he's letting me use his whiz-bang microphone. So hopefully you can hear over all the grinding. We're here at, what's the name of this place?
This is the Fun Bar Cafe.
Fun Bar Cafe.
Yeah.
So we're set up for fun. Anyway, thanks for joining in with us today. King is a vlogger, and he's a guy. Did you meet on Facebook or my YouTube channel?
Well, I discovered you on the YouTube channel, then I saw your Facebook.
Okay, and so now we're friends, and so every now and then I'm fortunate enough I get to meet up with one of my subscribers, and King is really an interesting guy. So if you would you give our viewers here a little background on you, what you're all about, and all that good stuff?
Yeah, here my background is this. First, I am an American, born in America with Korean parents, and I currently have residence in Los Angeles in our neighborhood of San Fernando Valley and a residence in South Korea. So in 2015, I moved to South Korea to teach English as a freelancer over there. And then after a few years, I got bored of doing that, and now I decided to travel more. So this 2019's been the year where I've kind of traveled around Asia.
How many of you guys can say that?
Yeah, exactly.
So let's back up a little bit. You and I are from the same hood.
Yes.
That's a small world, right?
Yes.
I met a guy the other day. I didn't meet him, but a guy emailed me yesterday, and he had seen my YouTube channel, and he saw some pictures that I posted on Facebook. And it turns out that he used to live in the same apartment that I live in now. And he actually had a picture of his girlfriend at the same pool that May took a picture at. And it was like 4 years ago when he did that. Now he's a subscriber. It's wild. Anyway, King, your name is King.
Yes.
And how did your parents come up with that?
Actually, my dad came up with the name. Apparently, according to my mother, he had a dream and then he just named me King. That's the only story I know.
So, what was it like being a full-blooded Korean guy growing up in Los Angeles or San Fernando Valley?
Well, just like I'm a second-generation Korean American, so my dad rarely speaks English. My mom's the one that speaks English because she's a nurse, and just like we're in the Philippines, we had a lot of Filipino nurses working next to my mom too. So she could speak English, so our conversation was in English. But my dad, it was in Korean, and I spoke English. But today, I can actually conversate back in Korean because I took the time to kind of learn my mother tongue, so I can at least communicate these days.
And your dad and your mom immigrated to the States.
Correct.
And then you were born in America.
Yes.
So that's interesting in and of itself. Do you know, did they ever tell you what the big driver was, why they wanted to leave Korea? Was it North Korea, South Korea? What was it? I'm assuming South Korea.
Yeah, it was South Korea. And actually, of course, like a lot of Korean moms and Filipinas, they become nurses, and then the States usually start calling.
Oh, so that's how it happened.
Yeah, and then, but another story, because since I've kind of, lived in Korea, I kind of learned a lot more about my dad. Like, he had to flee South Korea because during the 60s and 70s, there's a civil unrest in South Korea, a lot of demonstrations. Yeah, and the president's name was Park Chung-hee. He was the president from 1960 to 1978. And you know how he became no longer president? He was assassinated by the director of Korean CIA. And there's a movie about it called The President's Last Bank.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I always have a lot of respect for guys like your dad and your mom. They remind me kind of like of the American forefathers. They come over and conquer new lands, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it takes a lot of courage to do that, just to get into a boat, go into a foreign land where you don't. And they weren't like the knucklehead stuff, refugee thing that's going on now.
No.
This is the real deal here. This is someone that really needed to get out of the country. Fear for their life, fear for their family, fear for their possessions, etc. So I think that just comes from good stock. And so your mom's a nurse. I know you bounced around. You started off in Chicago, you told me.
Yeah.
And then you ended up in the San Fernando Valley, which is where I grew up. And we almost went to the same school. We were just divided by a little bit. But we're also divided by, I think, 22 years, wasn't we?
Yeah. Actually, yeah, I'm just exactly 20 years younger than you.
20 years old. Well, I'm 65. How old are you?
Oh, you're 65. I thought you were 64. I'm 44.
Ah, okay. So 21 years. Well, that's cool. The millennial and the boomer can hang out together. There's still peace in the world.
Yeah.
So let's do this. A lot of guys are going to be coming over here, and they're going to be your age. That's the new trend, if you will. Us old farts, we're still coming over here too, and we're coming over here generally with some kind of pension or some kind of retirement fund. And so, no matter how knucklehead I may abuse money in a month, which I try not to do, but stuff happens. I always know that on a certain day next month, I'm going to get a check. And so I have that warm, fuzzy feeling inside that I'm never going to be homeless, and I'll never, ever go without a day's meal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, because I don't do anything that far off the radar. But a guy that's your age cannot make that statement. They don't have the time invested to get Social Security or a pension. Maybe you don't have a 401k or an annuity that's already built up to where you can start dragging off of it. So the digital nomad thing has become the new norm. And it really warms my heart to see guys your age coming out and getting out of the States or getting out of Australia or Canada and exploring the world. I really think that nothing grows a person more than getting out of their comfort zone and having an opportunity maybe to see how the other half lives. You know, we have it pretty cushy in America. All the complaints and gripes and bitches that we have. We may have a lot of mental anguish. We may have a lot of job burnout. We may have a lot of relationship issues because we're not getting along anymore with American females or whatever the case might be. But we still have a lot of rights and privileges that we take for granted. And I think it's very informative, and it was, for me at least, it was very eye-opening when I left America and I came over to where people actually live hand to mouth in some cases. And it gave me a whole new appreciation of that which I do have. And it kicked up my compassion level, I think, a few notches. And it also brought me a new outlook, if you will, and a new form of respect for the people that live on so little but are always so generous with their heart and with their spirit and with their talent, and they smile so much through so much adversity. That being said, I'm sure there's other guys that want to come out and do what you're doing. They may be 33, 43, 53, whatever the case might be, 23. And what I was telling you yesterday was, if someone wants to teach online out here, I think that's great because you can make a living doing it, right?
Yeah, you could.
My sage advice is, I'll say real quick, is if you're 25 years old or 35 years old and you think, yeah, I want to take a year off and I don't have any ties to Australia or Canada or New Zealand or South Africa, wherever you're at, go online, get your teaching deal started in your home country. And he's going to explain to you how to become a teacher online and make some money. My advice, though, is don't pack up your computer and your phone and come over here and then think, okay, I'll set up once I get there and it'll be easy. It may not be easy. And so just get yourself going in your home country. Wait till you get a couple of paychecks in the bank and you know that you're going to be making X amount of dollars per month as long as you have an internet connection. Do you agree?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why don't you give them an idea of what the qualifications are, if you have a degree, if you don't have a degree, what you need to do in order to teach online, and maybe an idea as to how much money you can make, what kind of equipment you might need, and what kind of investment you might need. Let's help them out that way.
Okay, I'm going to break down a few things. Now, if you have a degree, a 4-year degree, you know, you can make about $20 US an hour. But what you need is you need a good work functioning laptop. You need a little headset. You need, you know, some, you know, little props and everything. Because the ones that are the money makers that make you close to 20 an hour are teaching elementary kids in China. Chinese companies pay the best. And, you know, and it takes 2 to 3 months to build your clientele. You're not going to build your clientele overnight. It took me 3 months. And the funny thing is, I didn't do it in America. I did it in Korea, which is still a first world country with the fastest internet in the world. And first 2 months, I only made $100.
There you go.
Yeah. And then the third, fourth month is when I started making thousands of dollars. Plus, when I was in Korea, I had 4 to 6 jobs. So I still wasn't teaching a lot online. I was getting paid $50-$60 an hour to go to an LG or a Samsung to teach professionals English. So, you know, I was banking it big time in Korea at one point. I'm not banking anywhere close to that, but I still work online. But here's another problem. I'm going to put this as a side note. In the Philippines, you can get really lazy and don't want to teach. There's some days I don't want to teach because I'm having such a good time, especially I'm hanging with Paul. I don't want to go home and teach. But you got to do what you got to do. And just note, because we're in the Philippines, the peak hours are 6 to 9. So the good thing is you go hang out with Paul during the day and then go teach at night for 3 hours, make about $60. Do that about 20 times a month. Yeah, 60 times 20, you do the math, 1,200. That should be still enough, especially in Dumaguete. Cebu, you might need to work a little harder.
So working online, if I'm hearing you correctly, working online, you can make $1,200 a month.
Yeah.
But you would need to be working at that for what, 5 or 6 months prior to, and that way to get comfortable?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, if you are teaching from the States, remember, you're not teaching at 6 to 9 p.m. at night. You're teaching West Coast time 3 to 6 in the morning or 7 to 10 in the morning.
Yeah.
So just remember that. But when you come to the Philippines or Asia, you know, it's beneficial. Now, I need to break down the ones that don't have a degree, because you interviewed some of the guys that are teaching online.
Yes.
And, you know, like, those jobs pay about less than $10 an hour. And same thing, even if you start those companies, it still takes 2, 3, 4 months to build your clientele. And sometimes you won't make $10 an hour the first time. You have to probably sit there, go watch YouTube, wait for a call, and make $1. You might be making a Filipino wage for the first, you know, month. Yeah. You'll be making 100 pesos an hour if you're lucky in the beginning. So you got to still build. Anything you do, this YouTube channel Paul's doing, he had to build this thing. Even my YouTube, build. This doesn't happen fast. So I want you to get through your head, this takes time.
Welcome to the reality channel.
Yeah.
No, that's what I like to do here, is talk to people, because I think some of the channels, and I'm not disrespecting them at all, but I think a lot of the content that about making money and doing this and living here, a lot of it gets sugar-coated. You know, yeah. It's all puppy dog tails and beautiful sunsets,
yeah.
And hot girls and beautiful this and great food and wah, wah, wah. And it's a lot of those things. I'm not saying it's not. But if you're going to come over here and work, and you're his age, you don't have an income stream like I do, then listen to his advice. I'm not preaching to you, I hope, but I'm just trying to share with you guys so that you don't come over here and get yourself in a pinch. You know what I mean? So, okay, so you need a TEFL certificate. I know that.
Yeah.
That's an online deal that you can do.
Yeah.
It could cost you $5, it could cost you $500, depends on which way you go with that. But if you search out TEFL certificate online, there's a deal through Groupon. I think you can get a TEFL certificate. Yeah. I know a few guys that, I think Gio did it for $15 or something like that.
Yeah,
so you might want
away.
to check into that. Okay, so we went over that. So your plans, now here's the deal with you, is that you're an American, but you're a full-blooded Korean. Yeah. You're in the Philippines, and your girlfriend's in China.
Yes.
Wow, that's like a 2-hour movie right there, if not a miniseries.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's
What's the deal with the girlfriend? You told me yesterday. She's teaching in China.
yeah, and just to
And
let
you met her here in Cebu. Right?
yes, I met her in Cebu, and of course she's one of those Filipinas. She has a master's degree, so she has teaching experience in the universities here. And the reason I met up with her is she was an online English teacher too. Of course, she was making 10 times less than I was making, but she worked hard, and that's what I liked about her. But currently, yeah, I did go see her last November in China. And the good thing is because I have residence in Korea, it was a 1-hour flight to the city of Yantai where she is. So that was the easy part. And then, of course, I was planning on to go see her after my 90 days here in the Philippines. And now, more likely, I'm not headed over there since we got this coronavirus thing going on. And she just recently told me last night, like, hey babe, you can't stay at my place because they're not going to let you in because you're an outsider. You're not employed into the university. So now my plans are a little bit shot. I'm a little unhappy because I haven't seen her in 3 months. So it's going to now be 6 months before I see her again. So yeah, it's going to be that long distance relationship for 6 months instead of 3.
Is it safe to be sitting this close to you?
Yeah. Yeah. I was lucky I was there before all that crap happened.
So things change, don't they, Ken?
Yeah.
So you had breakfast or lunch or something like that with Bud Brown.
Correct.
You had coffee with Gio.
Yes.
So let's plug their channel. There's Bud Brown Live.
Yep.
There's Gio in the
In the
Philippines.
Philippines.
You're watching the old dog channel right now.
Yeah.
And what's the name of your channel?
Okay, my channel is The King Lee Way. You put all those words together. Type it into YouTube and I will show up.
And what do you do on your channel? What kind of content do you do?
Yeah, my content is just basically, the reason I picked it The King Lee Way is I could just talk about anything. Since if I'm in the Philippines, I'll talk about the Philippines. If I'm in Korea, I'll talk about Korea. Or I'll just talk about what I'm feeling at that moment in time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I was telling you yesterday, I was telling King yesterday that it's awesome that his name is King, because right now the big rage is everybody is naming their kids Prince, right?
Yep.
So that automatically puts you in charge of all those guys named Prince because you're King.
Yeah. You'll be on my payroll.
All right, so we kind of covered. You're traveling right now.
Yes.
You're probably not going to China. Now,
No.
what about your girl? Can she bail out of there?
Right now,
Or she probably has a ban on her leaving too, huh?
yeah, she's kind of banned too.
Wow.
She can. The only thing she's been doing is like she'll leave the campus to go to supermarket, buy food, but pretty much they don't want them going around at all.
Now, I think we got our first reported case in Dumaguete.
Yeah, it was
day before yesterday.
correct.
And I was going to go on my birthday. My birthday is in a couple of days, and then the day after my birthday, we were going to go to Apple Island. Me and a couple of friends were going to go over there.
Yeah.
I just got news today that they may be shutting down Apple Island because
wow.
a bunch of Korean tourists went to Apple Island, and one of the Korean tourists that was staying in Darwin, which is near Apple Island, is reportedly under quarantine or something to that effect.
Oh, wow.
So everybody's plans seem to be changing and in flux here.
Yeah.
So we'll just see how this all plays out.
Yeah.
Well, all right. So I guess what we'll do is we'll wrap it up because my phone's running out of storage.
Yeah.
We actually did a video yesterday, and we got onto this big long thing, and all of a sudden my phone just stopped because it ran out of storage. So if I ever get monetized on YouTube, which I'm not, so everything I do, I never get paid on, and I didn't start the channel to get paid, but one of the little bonuses is if I go through this review process with Google and they start showing ads on my channel, I might make a few dollars, and then I'll be able to buy some more equipment.
Yeah. Yeah. And I wanted to help you out here. First, I do have a picture of my girl. She gave me permission, but Paul, you get to look first before your viewers.
Woo-hoo!
Okay, now, I got a picture from my girlfriend. So if any of you expats that have a Filipina girlfriend that graduated from university, expect to get one of these.
Wow. There
Yeah.
you go, huh?
So that's what I have. And plus, you know, I can tell the others, like, sorry, ladies, I'm taken. So, and I want to do you one special here.
Yeah.
So, hey, so for all you viewers, or new viewers, if you enjoyed any of Paul's content, please like, subscribe, hit that bell icon for future videos, and, you know, send some nice comments to Paul and support his channel.
Well, thank you, Ken.
Yeah.
And as I always tell you, I'd like you to subscribe. But if you choose not to subscribe, I totally understand. All right, we'll see you later. Anything else you want to say to these guys before we go?
No, hey, if you come to the Philippines and I'm here, or any of us are here, hit us up and let's have some coffee.
There you go. I like coffee.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.